Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com with Lady Raider Volleyball coming your way here this evening from Monroe Central High School here in Parker City, Indiana. We have your 14-2 Wapahani Lady Raiders, 6-0 in MEC Conference play, taking on the 17-4 Monroe Central Lady Golden Bears, 5-0 in the MEC Conference. Glad to have you all with us here this evening, folks. I'm Brandon Morbilius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. And we'll go ahead and get right into things here with our Raiders Live pregame edition presented by the Barn Lot. The Raiders so far have had a strong start to the season, 14-2. A very good season overall here from a conference standpoint, 6-0. And so now you're looking at this game right here, Monroe Central. To this point, will pose the biggest threat in conference play. They have played very, very good. Obviously, the record kind of speaks for itself, but they have a very good program they got going here. A new coach, everything that goes right along with it, and it's going to be a tough task. It's going to be a very tough task here this evening for your Raiders. They've got to come out here with the same mindset that we've had really for the past 4 or 5 games here. We've been playing a lot more solid and consistently good volleyball. We've served the ball very well. We've hit the ball, passed the ball, set the ball very, very well. But not only that, we've minimized other little mental errors. We've been communicating very, very well. 2 hits, net violations. There's Emma Shuck and Olivia Smith getting their little selfie in here this evening. But we've been doing all the necessary things to be successful, and that's why we've been able to win as much as we have, and hopefully that trend will continue here tonight. Like I said, this is a tough game playing on the road, and when you're able to play a conference game that means so much like this, with a lot riding on it, the importance becomes even greater, and hopefully we thrive under that, that excitement and everything that goes along with it. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully the Raiders are going to come out here, execute the game plan here this evening, and put a great step forward, and hopefully continue their winning ways here this evening against the Monroe Central Lady Golden Bears. So, folks, this has been the Raiders Live pregame edition presented by the Barn Lot. We will step aside here. We got the national anthem coming up, and then tonight's rosters again for tonight's game between the Wapahani Lady Raiders and the Monroe Central Lady Golden Bears. We'll be back right after this break. All righty, welcome back again here, folks. This is Brendan Willius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Take a look here at tonight's lineups. First here for your Wapahani Lady Raiders. Got number 4, Haven Gates. Number 5, Emily Stewart. Number 6, Estella Davis. Number 7, Sarah Orr. Number 8, Allison Stewart. Number 9, Mallory Summers. Number 11, Emma Shuck. Number 12, Cameron Curry. Number 13, Maddie Webb. Number 15, Layla Lee. Number 16, Olivia Smith. And number 17, Cadence Brewer. Lady Raiders are coached by Jared Richardson, assisted by Jenna Eastham and Katina Nichols. Now we'll take a look here at the Monroe Central Lady Golden Bears. Number 2, Allison Honing. Number 4, Lauren Yates. Number 5, Hannah McCullum. Number 6, Miranda Haney. Number 10, Katie Pike. Number 11, Tegan Eiler. Number 12, Jordan Barga. Number 13, Ruthie Moulton. Number 15, Mackenzie Thurman. Number 16, Michaela Fields. Number 16, Alexandra McGrath. Number 23, Samantha DiBiasio. The Lady Golden Bears are coached by Xavier McMillan and assisted by Crystal Garrett. So again, that's tonight's rosters for both teams. We do appreciate all you for joining us here this evening. Again, we did have a little bit more of a shorter pregame because we have obviously a different view of tonight's game, if you can tell. And so while we really couldn't necessarily start the pregame as early as we usually do because we were dodging volleyballs, to be quite honest with you. So that's we had to kind of wait for our own protection. So we decided to wait there a little bit longer, and like I said, it did shorten up the pregame here a little bit, but we apologize for that. But nevertheless, hoping for a great night of volleyball. Like I said, this is really such a big game. Both teams undefeated in conference play. Essentially, this could, whoever wins this game could very well easily be the winner of the conference. And that's extremely important to win your conference every year. That's one of your goals. I say that all the time. That's one of your goals going into every year. You want to win the conference. And, so this is a big game here tonight. It's also Ace Out Cancer Night. So we are definitely wanting to wish those of you that are battling cancer or have survived it. We just want to continue to, make sure that that our thoughts and prayers are with you. That's a very terrible disease. And it's never easy to go through for anybody. So we just want to send our thoughts and prayers on behalf of myself and Redbeard here as well. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. And for those of you that even have survived and that are doing good, our thoughts and prayers are continued with you as well, and hopefully things continue to go in the right direction for you. So we'll go ahead and get right into game action here this evening, folks. We'll have number 16, Michaela Fields, back to serve. Again, like I said, it is a much different camera view here for us, so please bear with us. I know it's a change in the view, but we'll try to do the very best that we can here. As we'll see Jordan Barga getting the first point of the night here for Monroe Central. A quick 1-0 lead early here in this first set. And tipped right back across. Barga again on the attack. Not a very good pass. Unfortunately, didn't work out very well here for the Raiders. So Fields still back to serve. Gates will dig it. Stewart with a set up to Davis, and the hammer has been brought to the table early. Oh, okay. They said that one was out of bounds. Okay, now they're making a correction, and the ball was tipped out of bounds off of a blocker at Monroe Central. So now a 2-1 ball game. Nice serve there from Summers, nearly an ace. There's Gates, Summers to Davis. In there for the kill, and the Raiders have tied it at 2. Again, we won't get all the action here this evening on both sides of the court. Both sides of the court like normal, but definitely get as much as we possibly can. If we don't, it's all Redbeard's fault. I'm just kidding. Nevertheless, a 3-2 Monroe Central lead. There's Gates. Orm will get it back across. Here we go. Set this time on the attack is number 5, McCollum. She will get that one to fall in there. The Raider defense unable to get to it. Not sure what's on the floor. Had something get on the floor somehow. I don't know what it would be, where it came from, or anything of that sort. So nevertheless, I guess they got that cleaned up. And back to action we go, and that one served out of bounds. Now a 4-3 affair. Emma Schuck back to serve. Floater serve there for Emma. Sat back there once again to Barga. Here we go. Orm will free ball action here to Monroe Central. Summers will dig it out. Gates will set it up to Orm once again. Dug out that time by Yates. Set back over to McCollum. Gates with the dig again. Orm on the attack. Nice little soft touch over the net to change it up a little bit here. And Davis once again bringing the hammer as she nailed that one home. Set to McCollum once more. Nice job there by Summers laying out for it. Hit over the net by Gates. Now number 15, Thurman was on the attack right there. So Barga having her way up there on the front row. A 5-4 lead, as we'll see Olivia Smith now in the game for the first time of the night here for Emma Schuck. And Thurman serves that one into the net to tie this one up at 5. Stella Davis back to serve. Cadence Brewer now into the Raider lineup, seeing her first action of the evening. Nearly mishandled there by Miranda Haney, and that will be hit out of bounds. Point there for the Raiders, and Wapahani will get their first lead of the night. Set up, Barga on the attack. There's Summers with the dig. And Summers will not be able to get it over. So a couple of unfortunate miscues there will cost the Raiders a point. As Monroe Central's back at it here, and Barga back to serve. Gates to Summers to Orm. Wouldn't know any of that there. A heck of a shot there of head coach Jared Richardson this evening. Don't really get to see too much of him very often, I guess, throughout the ball game. But we will tonight. Set to Orm, backpedaling. Really not a very good angle. She tried to do what she could with it. But unfortunately, Wapahani unable to get it over and down in play. Summers with a setup to Stewart with the kill. Set up there by Fields. And just a little bit of an in-the-net violation called on the Lady Golden Bears. She went so far into the net, she went under the net and onto the other side. Stewart sets it to Orm, off the blocker's hand, in there for a kill for Orm. And the Raiders now extend their lead to 2, 9-7. There was Haney with the dig. Barga will get it back across there, a little free ball action. Oh boy. Gates might have got away with one there. Fields to Barga, hit out of bounds. And so now that Monroe Central starting to make some mistakes, we're hoping, is what we've seen here so far, Wapahani's been able to capitalize off of it, but unfortunately serves that one into the net. So number 23, DiBiasio, serves that one into the net. So a free point giveaway, the last 2 points around here. Shuck back in here for Wapahani. Sarah Orm back to serve. Dug out that time by Thurman. Mishandled. That will land in there again. Monroe Central, for whatever reason, is now falling on a little bit of hard times. Haney on the attack. Summers with the dig. Set this time. Back to Summers. Nice layout there by number 10, Pike. Shuck trying to get one to fall in. Brewer blocked it. Here we go again to Shuck. Blocked again. Kept alive. Oh, no. 4 hits called on the Raiders. And it looked to me, anyway, we got a pretty good view of things here tonight. So that to me was a blocked ball. That did not hit off the net. But that one will land in there, and as they usually say, the ball don't lie. So a 13-9 Lady Raider lead. Stella Davis reinstalled into the Raider lineup. And Haven Gates back to serve. So an ace there, 14-9. Gates again back to serve. And blocked by Shuck. Here we go again, and Stewart with the setup. Summers will get it back across, and they're going to say that she hit it on the other side of the antenna. So Fields back to serve for the Lady Golden Bears. Stewart sets it to Davis. DiBiasio lays out for the dig. There's Orm once again. Stewart back to Davis, mistimed. Now the game stands at a 3-point lead. Gates to Stewart to Davis. Nice dig once again, DiBiasio. Summers back to Shuck. Sarah Orm, quick set there to Stella Davis. Nice rally point here. Here we go, Davis again. Another mistimed opportunity. Davis looking for the quick set. Stewart was thinking otherwise. So got to get on the page a little bit better here. So that one able to fall in. And it's so crucial. If you're not on the same page and you're just going to be thrown off every time, nobody knows what, the next player, the next teammate's doing, then that's, that's when trouble starts happening and things start going downhill from there. So hopefully, as a team in general, start getting back here on the same page. Set over by Fields. There's Gates back to Emma Schuck and tried to find that back corner, but just a hair out of bounds. And now a 2-point lead. Orm with the dig. Haven Gates will set it up, and Stewart will get it back across. Free ball action for the Golden Bears. There's Thurman on the attack. Back to Schuck, and another one hit out of bounds. Got to keep it between the lines, but also you want to make it believable for the other team. Even though it might end up eventually going out, if you make it look good and enticing for the defenders to want to go after it, that's really all that matters. You just have to make it worth their while. If they think it's going to be close, you got to at least give yourself a chance. There's Davis. Summers with the setup to Stewart. And inbounds with the kill is Allison Stewart. So Schuck again back there to serve. Another fine serve there. Mixing it up a little bit. Davis with the block. And we'll see a timeout taken here by Monroe Central. The Raiders lead it 18-14 in set number 1. This will be our Jones Auto Body game break. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more right after this commercial.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Alrighty, welcome back here, folks. Out of the timeout again. Wapahani with a slim lead here, 18-14. It's been a very close set to begin things, and much as expected, I guess you could say, because of the highly competitive nature from both teams. So far, it has definitely been a highly competitive game. 2 to 3 point difference majority of the way through here. Wapahani does now have a 4-point lead, looking to push it even further. Blocked there by Davis. And a little free ball action here. Got to use this one to your advantage. Set to Stewart, and it's going to be in there again. Another well-placed ball by Allison Stewart. So 19-14. Floater serve again from Emma. Tipped up in the air. Nobody could find it. But unfortunately lands in play. Barga with a kill on that one. In comes Olivia Smith for Emma Schuck. And we will see number 10, Katie Pike, as well as number 17, Alexandra McGrath. Now for Monroe Central. Got a 4-point advantage for the Raiders. Not a whole lot of time left. That's going to be dug well out of bounds by Orm. Well, it's going to be dug out and then hit out of bounds, I guess I should say. But Summers with a setup to Davis. Hit out of bounds, and now this game gets even that much more interesting. That more than likely would have been heading out of bounds. Would have been definitely close. But Sarah Orm takes control nevertheless and is able to get the Raiders 1 point closer to taking set number 1 of the evening. Stella Davis back to serve. Brewer back in for Wapahani. Set to Haney, out of bounds. 21-17. Keep the ball rolling. And an ace. So 2 back-to-back miscues for Monroe Central. They had the game within 2. And now the Raiders stretch it out to a 5-point lead. They're more than in the driver's seat now. You just got to keep this thing going. Tipped over the net. Here we go. Got to use it this time to Orm. And that one again will fall in for the kill. So this nice little 4-point run has silenced the Monroe Central crowd. Fields with a setup to Barga. Blocked. But I guess into the net on our side. I thought that might have gotten over, but it did not. So a point for Monroe Central. Gates flying around the floor there to get that dig. Fields tips it over. And mishandled by Wapahani. Now the lead stands at 4, 23-19. Wapahani 2 points away from taking set number 1. Orm will dig it out. And she's unable to get there. So the kill there, I believe, collected by McGrath. So the Golden Bears have gotten themselves right back into the thick of things. Mishandled by Gates. Tell you what, if they rattle off another point right here, you might just see head coach Richardson take a timeout. Hopefully that doesn't have to happen, though. And that one's hit out of bounds. 23-22. Got to limit the damage, ladies. Got to limit the damage. Varga dugout. Set up. Here we go. Mishandled again by the Raiders. And this game is now tied. He was in the driver's seat, up 23-17. And 6 consecutive points put together by Monroe Central. Definitely cannot allow that to happen. Nevertheless, here I'd like to thank some of our sponsors here during the timeout. I'd like to thank Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin, located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been servicing the community for over 30 years. So if you have any questions or need them to take a look at your vehicle, you can contact them at 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. Also to the Muncie Dragway, owned by Scott and Dawn Daniels. Muncie Dragway located along State Road 67 west of Albany, Indiana. For more information on upcoming events, visit their website at www.munciedragway.com. So back out of the timeout. 23 all, folks. And make that a 24-23 lead for Monroe Central. And another timeout taken by Wapahani. So 7 consecutive points for the Lady Golden Bears. Very surprising. Not necessarily surprising from the standpoint of Monroe Central being able to do that. It's more surprising from the fact that Wapahani let them do that. I mean, that's just lack of focus and concentration. I mean, you're in the driver's seat there. You're up by 6 points. You only have to get 2 more points to win this set. You got to make things happen for yourself. You can't, they rattle off a few points, all right, you leave it at that. You find a way to get it done. So now you're in a big-time predicament here to where Monroe Central scores this next point right here, and they'll have the first set. Orm on the attack. Dug out there by Vargas. Set this time. McCollum will get it blocked by Brewer. Summers back to Orm. Wow, nice job there. There's Fields. Smith will lay out for it. Stewart back on the attack. Tell you what, this is some exciting stuff right here. There's Gates. Back to Summers. Stewart tips it over. Blocked once again. Oh, geez. That could have went badly. McCollum back on the attack. And Monroe Central scores the last 8 points of the set to defeat Wapahani in set number 1, 25-23. We'll step aside here, folks. We'll be back here with set number 2 momentarily here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com.
Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality.
Alrighty, welcome back here, folks, again with set number 2 of the evening. This is Brandon Morbilius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy for your Jones Auto Body game break. And Wapahani simply just had a big letdown. I mean, that's just about as nice and as easy as you could put it. You're up 23-17. I would definitely say you was in the driver's seat there. They just had a big letdown. It's as simple as that. You can't allow 8 consecutive points. You can't allow that to anybody. It doesn't matter whether they're good or whether they're a bad team or mediocre. It doesn't make a difference. You can't allow that to happen to anybody. At this point, it is what it is. But now you have to have a short memory. You can't let that dwell and run over into this set, because if that's the case, then it's not going to turn out very good. So you leave what happened in that first set there, and you let it go and get back after it right here in set number 2. But they've, to be quite honest with you, a little surprised. I really am. Very surprised in how, lack of focus I think that we had right there towards the end of that set. We're much, much better than that. So a brand new set right here. That's good effort here from the very get-go. There's number 4, Yates, put across there. And that'll be hit out of bounds by Haney. So Wapahani will draw first blood here in set number 2, 1-0 lead. There's Fields with the setup over there to Thurman and blocked. I'm not sure if that was Emma Shuck or Stella Davis with the block. Nevertheless, that landed in for a point for us, and that's all that matters. So Haven Gates still back there to serve. Defended there by DiBiasio and tipped back across there by Estella Davis. So a great start here by Wapahani, and that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see that answer right back at them. Yeah, you had a letdown to end the first set. You come back out here in the second set, guns a-blazing, firing on all cylinders. And now you got to put forth that same focus, that same effort all the way through. So number 16, Michaela Fields, back to serve for the Lady Golden Bears. Sarah Orm will dig it out. Stewart will set it up to Estella Davis. DiBiasio, Fields, Haney. And the kill goes there to Miranda Haney with a 3-2 lead now. Is Wapahani. Orm on the attack, mishandled by Fields. Yates will dig it out, set this time once again to Haney. That was nearly missed hit. Orm back on the attack. There's Fields, now to DiBiasio, over to Haney. Look at Haven Gates right there. Well, obviously you might not be able to look at it considering how far they are on the other side of the court, but love the effort here, ladies. Tipped out of bounds. And a point there. Oh, it's going to be a point now for Monroe Central. We couldn't tell if we tipped it or not. It didn't look like it from our view, but there was a lot of moving parts in the way, so nothing confirmative there. But again, the ball doesn't lie as that one served into the net. 5-3 Wapahani. So Orm is back there to serve, and she serves that one into the net. In comes Katie Pike. And also number 17, Alexandra McGrath. So Pike back to serve. There's Smith. Oh, nicely done there by Stewart. And Summers, I guess, was able to get it over there, but mishandled by Haven Gates. And now this game tied at 5. Tipped over the net there, Stewart with a tip as well. And there's Baga back on the prowl. So the Bears now with 3 consecutive points. So really at this point, you're just trying to minimize these runs. You can't allow your opposition to go on runs like this. And, the same goes for Monroe Central. They want to minimize the runs that Wapahani goes on. That's just a part of the game. But, when you're in a little bit of a sticky situation here where things haven't quite gone as well as you had hoped to this point, you got to make good of some opportunities when they're given to you. Set to Summers, use of the left hand. Well-placed ball there. Great decision as well. So Stella Davis now back to serve. Cadence Brewer in for Wapahani. Dug out by Pike. Set to Haney. Summers with the dig. Stewart back to Summers. Unleashes the ball and out of bounds. Oh my goodness. So the up referee was all kinds of confused. He said a tip, point for Monroe Central, and then he said out of bounds, point for Monroe Central. Wapahani was calling for the tip. That should have been on Monroe Central, should have been a Wapahani point. There was all kinds of stuff going on. And, you know, that's some of the adversity you're going to have to play through. This really, in all honesty, could be very good for us in a lot of ways. From the standpoint of, you know, you're playing in front of a very excited, I don't know if I'd say hostile crowd yet, but definitely excited crowd. And, you know, then when you have a couple series of events go on, nice block there from Summers to now make it a 9-7 Raiders lead. But, you know, when you're trying to overcome, you know, maybe the hype of the crowd, maybe some of the, you know, maybe calls that you don't think are correct from the referees, and try to overcome that, it just makes it that much more of an exciting ball game. Now, you know, like I always say, we're not here to judge or say one way or the other. We're just here to call the game. So the referees will make the decision, and that's just the way it is. That's part of the game sometimes. Set to Shuck. Really a nice job there. Stewart completely fooled the defense of Monroe Central, forces them into a timeout as the Raiders now take a 11-7 lead here in set number 2. Again, this game break presented by Jones Auto Body. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. The Barn Lot, located at 2410 East County Road 300 South, just off of State Road 67 in Muncie, Indiana. Scott Quirk is the man to supply all of your outside needs. Barns, sheds, garages, carports, gazebos, play sets for the kids, and more. For more information, call Scott Quirk at 765-744-7396. And also visit his online website at www.thebarnlotsheds.com. So back to volleyball after the timeout. The 11-7 lead in set number 2 for the Raiders. Make that 12-7. A block there from Cadence Brewer. And so now we've been able to go on a run, and you've got to continue that. Obviously, Monroe Central trying to do everything they can to minimize it. But now they're starting to feel the heat. They're, you know, and Wapahani has got to continue to put it on them, just like Monroe Central did Wapahani to end that first set. So tip, but off of the hands there of Summers, out of bounds. Point there for the Lady Golden Bears, now a 13-8 ball game. And served out of bounds, a very close ball right there. But great court vision there by Orm and Gates. To know exactly where they were on the court and how hard that ball was hit. Set to Haney. Gates with a big-time dig. Orm on the prowl and the kill. The floater serve. Set to Haney. Dug out by Summers. Stewart with a set up to Shuck. Handled by Barga. And Haney hits that one into the net. So the Raiders starting to regain that momentum that they had. The key is now, don't lose it. Don't want to lose the momentum that you got. Might lose a point here or there, but keep getting after it, and that's exactly what Sarah Orm does right there. Another great pass, another great set, another great kill for the Raiders right now to extend this to a 9-point lead. So that one served out of bounds. That was a nice run, though. That's exactly what we needed to generate some confidence and some momentum here. Again, you know, we started out good, got a little stagnant. Now hitting the ground back running again and hopefully minimize this to only 1 point for Monroe Central. Soft touch there by Shuck. And there you go. So right back at it go the Raiders. That, you know, these are some of the things that's going to get you back into this. These are some of the things that's going to build that confidence back up and to put you right back into the driver's seat again. But you've got to play the game the right way and the winning way. Set to Orm. That's going to be tipped up in the air. Point for the Raiders. Clicking on all cylinders now. Haven Gates still back to serve. Floater and an ace for Haven. And another timeout taken by the Lady Golden Bears. A 20-9 commanding lead for Wapahani. Got to keep it going. We'll be back with more right after the timeout. All righty, folks, welcome back again out of the timeout here. 20-9 lead for Wapahani. See, this is much more exciting to watch, at least from the standpoint of Wapahani. Started getting back to playing the game the way you should. We just got to play with that same enthusiasm all the way. 21-9 after another ace from Haven Gates. Another near ace there, tipped over the net by Fields. Davis on the attack there, set to Haney, and Gates won't get there in time. That was just that was work to perfection. Pass, set, kill. Nicely done. Handled by Shuck. Oh, that was over the net. Oh, no. Monroe Central got away with one there. Boy, oh, boy. And Gates will dig it out there. Stewart with a set up to Summers. Oh, look at that thing of beauty right there. Estella Davis with a little drop in the bucket. Well done. Executed that perfectly. Drawed the defense in towards the middle, dropped it off to the left side, and got the Raiders a point. A little bit of a missed time jump there. Back to Davis again, blocked. Look at Gates punching it back over, though. Haney on the attack. Summers lays out for it. And Haney will, I guess, record the block. Yeah, look like. So 22-11. Haney back to serve. Gates with the dig. Stewart to Orm. Yes. So far it's been all Raiders all the time. 23-11 in set number 2 of the evening. You got Orm back there to serve. Santa Barga, and not much you can do right there. So back in comes Pike and McGrath for Monroe Central. Punched over by Gates. And sent right into the net by McGrath. So the Raiders now set point 24-12. He will keep it alive. Free ball action. Here we go. Stewart over to Summers using the left hand. And I guess they're going to say that she went under the net. They're on Mallory Summers still. Still set point here for the Raiders. Got quite a few of them. But hey, why wait when you can just finish it right there? That's exactly what Mallory Summers and the Raiders do with a 25-13 second set victory to answer back against the Monroe Central Lady Golden Bears. So a much, much better second set of play. Again, we started off very good in set number 2. Still early in the game. We had a couple of miscues there that allowed Monroe Central to regain momentum, but right back after it go the Raiders with a commanding 25-13 second set victory. Let's continue this on to set number 3, folks. We'll go ahead and step aside for a break, and we will be back with more Lady Raider volleyball coming up right after this break.
You need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Welcome back here, folks, to the WHS Network on YouTube.com. As we are ready for set number 3 here of the evening. Wapahani was able to answer back there in set number 2 with a commanding 25-13 victory. So now this game is tied at 1 set apiece. And Stella Davis with a big-time stuffing Barga. So 1-0 are the Raiders, make that 1-1. Shuck will serve that one out of bounds. And hit out of bounds by Gates that time around. A 2-1 Monroe Central lead. Skipped over the top of the net, kept alive there by Orm. And McCollum tips it back across. Now 3-1 is Monroe Central. Gates to Stewart to Davis. There's Fields to dig things out. Set to McCollum and hit that well out of bounds. 3-2 affair. We'll see Sarah Orm back to serve. Also Olivia Smith in here. She came in just a few points ago. Mishandled, and Fields couldn't do anything with it for an ace for Sarah Orm. Very good serves here by Sarah. We're putting some big-time service pressure on them defensively, and the kill via Estella Davis. Set up to Summers, and again another kill for the Raiders, 5-3. And served into the net there by Sarah. And a couple subs back in here for Monroe Central. Be number 10, Katie Pike. Number 17, Alexandra McGrath. Tipped across there by Allison Stewart. McCollum on the attack. Smith keeps it alive. Nice dig right there. And hit into the net softly by Summers to tie it at 5. Pike to serve. Smith with the layout, and tipped back down by Monroe Central. Davis comes flying through the air out of nowhere, barely got a hand on the ball. And you would think that that the ball was on fire right there. Monroe Central didn't even want to handle the thing. Brewer back in for Wapahani. Davis was back to serve, but that went to the wayside there, as we'll see Jordan Barga back to serve. A 7-6 Monroe Central lead in set number 3. Very big set, by the way. Mallory Summers strikes again. Obviously, that second set was huge just to get back into it. This third set is even greater, because if you're able to get that 2-1 lead, again, that at least puts you in the driver's seat. Doesn't guarantee you anything, but it at least gives you a much better opportunity. Stewart with a set to Summers. Set up in the air. Shuck with a quick reaction. And Orm will hit it into the back row. McCollum back on the attack, and that's, oh wow. Should have been 4 hits, but no call. And McCollum serves that one into the net. Mallory Summers back to serve. This game tied at 8. DiBiasio with a dig, set to Haney. Nice tip there by Shuck, but nobody there to get it after. So again, so much for that. Hey, this game is right there, close all the way through. You love the competitiveness. Wow, nice dig there by Barga, and Shuck with the soft tip over the net. It was passed right to her by, I think that might have been Barga that dug it out. I'm not sure. But she blocked it right back down. And this game tied at 9. Gates back to serve. Nice diving action on that. Tipped over the net, a little free ball action here. Stewart sets it, Davis puts it down, and in there for another kill. And served out of bounds. Like to really see us go on another big run here. Put some distance between us and Monroe Central. Gates will dig that one out. Stewart sets it to Davis. DiBiasio with a dig. Nicely done. Haven Gates just punched the ball over after Allison Stewart mishandled the ball. Gates punches it over close to the sideline. Monroe Central didn't know whether to hit it or to leave it alone, and they kind of was in between there and it landed in for us. Back in comes Olivia Smith for Emma Shuck. Miranda Haney back to serve for the Lady Golden Bears. Summers mishandles it. And free ball, here we go. Nice pass short over the net. That's the only reason why that really worked out well for us. Had tons of backspin. Just barely got it over the net, and it worked out for Wapahani on that one. Back to a tie game here at 12. Pike and McGrath back in for Monroe Central. Pike back to serve. Again, if you're just now joining us, Monroe Central took set number 1, 25-23, in which really Wapahani, I wouldn't necessarily say easily should have won the first set, but definitely should have won the first set. It was up 23-17. But then they answered back with a commanding second set victory of 25-13. Served out of bounds. So now tied at 13. Forgot to put the point on the board for Monroe Central a moment ago. Davis back to serve. Nice tip there by Brewer. Hit out of, oh no. Another one that was hit out of bounds. The line judge called it inbounds. So now tied at 14. Back and forth we go. Shuck in for Smith. Stewart back to serve. Hit over by Haney. Here we go. Allison Stewart sets it to Mallory Summers and tipped off the hands of one of the Lady Golden Bear defenders. Mishandled by Pike. Got all kinds of great stuff right here. The windup, and Summers bringing the heat. And a timeout by Monroe Central. The Raiders lead it by 2 in set number 3. We'll step aside again for another timeout. Again, this will be our Jones Auto Body game break. Welcome back following the timeout. Again, Wapahani with a 2-point lead, 16-14. Set to Summers. Soft touch over the net. There's Haney. Set to Summers. And blocked out of bounds. And a point for the Raiders. And 2 hits. Oh, no, actually a net violation. I thought there was 2 hits involved there. So pardon me on that. A net violation called on Monroe Central. And an ace for Allison Stewart. Keep the ball rolling. We can't serve it fast enough. Keep the pressure on. There's Stewart. Over to Shuck. And in front of Barga. In there for the kill. Wapahani has now stretched this lead to 6. Here we go again. The set to Shuck. There's Barga. On the attack there was McCollum. Stewart now sets it to Summers. Free ball. Let's see what we can muster up here. Brewer will hit it out of bounds. Good hit, though. You know, it was a good decision, smart decision. You set it to the right, you set it to the left, set it to the middle. You completely throw the defense off guard. Just unfortunately put a little too much on. Haney sneaks it inside the line. So back to a 4-point lead. Gotta get this point right here for the Raiders. And unfortunately that will be an ace for McCollum. Gates with a dig. Stewart to Brewer. Blocked right back at her. Now to Shuck. Tipped across once more. Great reaction there by Stewart. And Monroe Central will take that one. Great hustle all around on both sides. I was just going to let that one play out. There was so much action going on. So what was a 6-point lead now down to 2. A lot like it was in set number 1. Got to minimize the damage, and Summers, calm, cool, and collected, gets the point there. A very big point there for the Raiders. Summers fell down over there. She hit the ball on the ground. While on the ground, I guess. Gates with the setup to Orm. Tipped over the net. Oh, wow. Should have been a lift, but no call. There's been a lot of things, definitely here this evening, but that happens. Set there by Fields. Back to Gates. Blocked by Shuck. Here we go again now to Orm. Yes! And as they say, the ball never lies. So I guess there must have been a inadvertent whistle, I'm assuming. I'm not really quite sure, to be honest with you folks. We're just going right along with this as much as anybody else is here. Orm with another very big point for the Raiders, and finally, this time I guess they'll call a timeout there by Monroe Central. As it is 23-18, we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, located at 400 East Jackson Street in Muncie, Indiana. At the law offices of B. Joseph Davis, which is a highly recommended and respected professional corporation, they strive to aggressively represent all of their clients' interests in all phases of any legal matter. Also, their team has extensive experience in personal injury, criminal defense, which includes drunk driving, criminal record, bankruptcy expungements, and hardship licenses. For more information, visit his website at www.bjosephdavis.com. Also, to FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors Ted Cook and Joanne Davis. Let Ted Cook and Joanne Davis be the key to all of your real estate needs. Buying, selling, or investment properties, we get the job done. Call Ted Cook at 765-744-8143 and Joanne Davis at 765-748-1316. So out of the timeout, Wapahani with a 5-point lead. Now make it 6 after another mistimed jump, that time by Haney. And set point here for the Raiders. Summers back there to serve. Great downward action on the serve. There's Haney. She'll hit it to the net. And the Raiders will take the third set 25-18. So after being down 1-0, we have managed to answer right back with 2 consecutive sets. 25-13, 25-18. We'll step aside here, folks. We'll be back here with set number 4 momentarily here on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on
Here we are back with set number 4 here on the WHS Network. Again, folks, we greatly appreciate you all for joining us here this evening. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. As we'll get the fourth set started with Wapahani putting a point on the board after the miss hit by Jordan Barga. Again, Monroe Central took a first set thriller, 25-23. Wapahani answered back with a 25-13, 25-18 second and third set victories. They now own a 2-set-1 lead. Nice soft tip over that there by Sarah Orm. So really, in all, essentially, this game should be over. If you want to get down to the brass tacks of things, Raiders had a 6-point lead. It was 23-17. And things went completely out of sorts. And Monroe Central managed to put up 8 points in a row. And was able to take that first set. So really, I mean, aside from that, I really think that Wapahani has played fairly well. I mean, we've sure made our share of mistakes, but we're sticking right there together. As there is I'm assuming a net violation call on Monroe Central. But we're sticking together, staying the course, and coming out here and battling. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see them, start to fold up shop and giving in and so on and so forth. When you see your team out there battling, giving it their very best, understood what they did wrong, and looking to correct it, when you're seeing that means they're maturing together as a team. They're coming together as a team. So then that, when that happens, then all this talent and athleticism and knowledge will combine, and then you got a well-oiled machine. So a 5-2 lead now for Wapahani. Another fine serve, the ace by Sarah Orm. We would definitely like to have some more of that. Keep the aces a-coming. Keep the points a-coming. Dug out by Gates. Nice job there by Smith of keeping that one alive. A little free ball here from Monroe Central. McCollum on the attack. Stewart sets it to Summers. There's Thurman and hit out of bounds. Tell you what, this service pressure has been really phenomenal. Tell you the truth. And we did see that in the first set, but the more you're able to keep your opponents guessing and keep them, on their, toes, so to speak, to where they're not comfortable out there, the better off you're going to be. And it's all about, a lot of times it's about deception too, being able to, to make it look, sometimes you might hit it one way, but then you end up going another way. There's different ways of changing things up to where you're not doing the same thing over and over again, and because you don't want to become an open book. You start becoming an open book, then that's when teams are able to execute, find your weaknesses, and exploit them. Oh, okay, they end up calling out a point for Wapahani. Not sure what the call was on that, but a 9-3 ball game. Now make it 10-3 after another ace. And you can kind of see here the frustration here by Monroe Central. Things are somewhat unraveling. I wouldn't say completely, but starting to a little bit. You have Barga back to serve. Dug out by Summers, set to, I think that was Brewer. And a missed high jump as she hits that one into the net. Skipped over the top of the net. Nice job there by Orm. Staying there with it. And another net violation called on the Lady Golden Bears. Fields tries to tip it over the net, but Mallory Summers had other ideas, stuffed it right back down at her, and a 12-5 lead. Make that 12-6 after the serving error. So back at it here will be McCollum, and she'll serve that one out of bounds. Such a momentum killer, too. I mean, you know, you look at that there if you're Monroe Central. At that point, you're down 12-6. You're able to have a serving error there by Wapahani. You want to, you hope to believe that you can generate some sort of momentum, and then it's short-lived all because of serving error. So Wapahani again here in the driver's seat, now 14-6. Got to keep the foot on the gas. Got to keep the foot on the gas throughout the rest of this ball game. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. Liberty Perry Alumni Association, President Richard Morris. Liberty Perry Alumni Association serves as the Wapahani Center and Selma High School alumni. Make sure to visit their online website at www.libertyperryalumni.com to get information on any events and to purchase any Wapahani-related items on their web store. Also, to purchase the engraved bricks for the Alumni Brick Walkway out there at Wapahani, just in front of where the gym entrance is into the school. If you want to buy a brick, just simply fill out a form that is on the alumni website. Also, for any other information or any questions you might have, you can direct those to President Richard Morris. You can find him on Facebook. So, out of the timeout, Raiders lead at 14-6. Summers continues to have it going on with the serve again tonight. As Monroe Central just not able to find any answers here. And if you're a Raider fan, that's what you're hoping for. Tipped over the net there by Shuck, just not enough on it. There's Gates. Stewart over to Orm, unleashing the beast. And they're going to call that one inbounds, I'm assuming. And that one will be served out. A couple substitutions now back in here. We'll see number 4, Lauren Yates, as well as number 15, Mackenzie Thurman. Dug out there by Orm, set to Brewer. There's Barga to dig things out, set to Haney as she punches it out, just a little bit over there. Back to Haney again, off the hands of Shuck and out of bounds. Now a 16-8 ball game. And that is going to hit the antenna. So a crucial serving error by Monroe Central. Davis back in for the Raiders. Haven Gates back to serve. an ace right there by Haven Gates. And I tell you what, no wonder. We just sit there and watch the movement on that ball, and that literally looked like a knuckleball. It looked like we was playing baseball there for a second. The knuckle that ball had on that serve, no wonder she couldn't handle it. So Haney able to collect the kill on that one to make it a 18-9 game. Fields back to serve. Orm will dig it out. Stewart will set it up, and Davis bringing the Thunder from down under, 19-9. Barga hits it out of bounds. Handled there by Yates, set to Barga, and Gates unable to handle that one as Barga will collect a kill, a 20-10 ball game. And Miranda Haney back to serve. Haven Gates over to Stewart, now punched across there by Stella Davis. McCollum on the attack. Smith gets her hands up in the air. Will the Raiders get it over? Yes, they will. Blocked by Orm. Tipped and set over the net by Allison Stewart and worked to perfection. Not sure what the holdup is. I'm assuming must be something lineup related. Making sure they have the right server in there. Definitely don't want to be docked for a point on something petty as that. And Haney really put everything behind that one, but unfortunately for her, she hit that one straight into the net. DiBiasio with a dig, set to McCollum. Orm digs it out, set up again to Stella Davis. Great placement. Some open real estate there in the back corner. And the Raiders are 2 points away from taking the old ball game. Set to McCollum once again. Smith mishandles that one, and that will make it 23-11 as Pike and McGrath return to action for the Golden Bears. And also we're going to see Emily Stewart now in for Wapahani. She'll come in for Sarah Orm. Davis on the attack. Nice dig from Pike. There's McCollum, and she'll hit it out of bounds. So here we are, game point. Again, folks, just a reminder, we will not have a post-game report tonight. Usually we would, but for these away games, we've got to clean up quick and get out to the bus. If not, they'll leave us, to be quite honest with you. Summers on the attack, blocked out of bounds, and the Raiders will win it. So it took us 4 sets to get it done, but the Raiders get the victory tonight. 25-23 for Monroe Central. Then Wapahani answers back with sets 2, 3, and 4 victories of 25-13, 25-18, 25-11. As the Raiders now improve to 15-2 on the season, 7-0 in MEC conference play, while Monroe Central falls to 17-5 and 5-1 in conference play. So a great victory here tonight. Very, very big time win for a conference game. And as we continue to push forward to claim that conference crown, very big step towards that here tonight. So, again, we greatly appreciate all of our sponsors. Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS, B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, as well as the Muncie Dragway, FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook and Joanne Davis, Tom Cherry Mufflers, the Barn Lot, and Liberty Prairie Alumni Association, as well as Harris Chapel Church. All proud sponsors of us here on the WHS Network. So, folks, again, thanks for watching. And we'll be back tomorrow night as your Wapahani Lady Raiders have another big-time game against the Alexandria Lady Tigers. JV start time 6 o'clock. We'll be back on the air probably right around 7 for the varsity game. So make sure to stay tuned in then. I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Edbeard McCoy. Thank all of you for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow right back here on the WHS Network.